I am Kimberly. I'm with Go Indie. Today we're working with the Sedona food dehydrator from Tribest. It's amazing, and I'm going to show you just one of the awesome things that you can do with it, and that's making kale chips that are super yummy, perfectly delicious. This particular recipe comes from the Sedona manual. It's by Alyssa Markowitz. She's a raw food expert. Here we go. We've got our marinade ingredients here. This is olive oil. Dump it in. Lemon juice, freshly squeezed. A little chunk of lemon in there. And this is balsamic vinegar. Nutritional yeast flakes. Red miso paste. Blop. And then a seasoning mix. This particular one comes from Trader Joe's, but you can get it from anywhere. That's the one that's recommended, but you can use any of your favorite seasoning mix. We are then going to want to mix this all up. Kind of have to squish the miso paste. Mush it around. Okay, we're cutting the kale from its stems. Makes it easier to eat. It's a good idea to try and keep it in large pieces though. Makes it easier to put onto the trays. So we're gonna mix them up. You kind of wanna knead it, like kind of squish it into the kale leaves. It kind of makes them a little more tender and lets them soak up the marinade. So I'm kind of beating them up a little bit with the spatula. You could do it with your hands, but I'm not feeling that right about now. Once that looks pretty evenly distributed, looks like it's coating all of the little leaves, it's ready. Did I say already that you could eat it just like this without putting it into the dehydrator? If I didn't, you can. It's delicious. But we're gonna use the Sedona to make it a little more fun. Now we're gonna put them onto the tray. We're gonna use one without a liner, just straight like that. Lay them on. You wanna space them out so that the air can circulate around everything. This piece might be a little too small, it might fall through. That's okay, I'll just snack on it later. Again, we wanna leave some space around them to get good airflow. And for this one, we're going to space the trays out a little bit more in the Sedona because they're a little bit puffy. They take up room, but we've got 9 rows of tray space, so we can do that. Let's leave this one like this. Don't fall off. Okay. Right, now that we have got it all loaded up and there's plenty of space around our lovely little kale leaves, it's time to turn the thing on, make it go. Use the power switch. Fantastic. It's on. We're using Fahrenheit because that's what works for us in this part of the world. Setting our temperature. Once that's flashing, I can use the 10 and the 1 button to go up in increments. We want this at 110 degrees. At a time of 2 hours. Pressing the set button again, locks it in, it's ready to go. This little thing is moving to show us that it's upper and then lower and then upper and then lower, that the whole thing is engaged. The flashing light after the timer tells us that it's on, in case you couldn't tell because it's so quiet. 2 hours later, we're going to have a delicious snack, maybe 3 hours later. When you're all finished, this is what we get. They might not look delicious. I think they're totally delicious looking. They're amazing. 3 people today have tried them and remarked about how awesome these are. These are your kale chips. I'm gonna eat one. There's not really a ladylike way to eat these. Crunchy. They're so good. All made with the Sedona from Tribest.